Will the clerk call the roll? Mayor Instead? Here. Deputy Mayor again? Here. Councilmember McFlushin? Councilmember McFlushin? Here. Councilmember Hole? Here. Councilmember McCullen? Here. Councilmember Sewerman? Here. Councilmember Robbins? Here. Okay, what's number 1 on our agenda this evening? Number 2. What's number 2? Number 1. What's number 1? Number 2. Number 2 is number 1. Can somebody help me? 1 for bad, 2 for good. Is there a staff report? Yes, there is, Mayor. Tonight we have a brief presentation on our upcoming wastewater master plan. Assuming our assumption isn't completely blocked. Assuming our assumption. That can't be right. Presenting tonight will be our Public Works Director, Mike Ralph.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Wastewater is admittedly a new area of concentration for the city, and I just want to touch on a few things tonight. Staff is recommending the Council adopt an ordinance restricting toilet flushes to no more than 1 per day per household member. That concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Ralph. I will open it for discussion. Deputy Mayor again.
Thank you, Mayor Instead. Does this mean seniors will have to give up their prune juice? I'm concerned about the potential for backups. This is really less of a concern and more of a question. I'm not sure I understand the question, Deputy Mayor.
That's all right. I can hold it for now.
Thank you.
Councilmember Robbins? Yes, thank you, Mayor. I have just a few questions. You said there would be restrictions on flushing. This may present a hardship for some people who have more urgent needs.
We recognize that and have provided retention ponds, specially designed to accommodate that scenario.
Well, I suspect some of our citizens will become anxious, in part over the city's emphasis on regulatory measures.
You ask a very good question. Actually, we thought of that. What we propose is adding calming devices to regulate the flow.
Secondly, I would like to know how we would fund this. How would we fund the wastewater plan?
Waste resources.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember McFlushin?
I just want to say I am in complete agreement with everything I've heard.
Councilmember Hole? Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say how pleased I am to see this development in our Healthy City strategy. In fact, just today, I got an email from a citizen who happens to be a plumber. He told me that every time a toilet flushes, it puts food on his table. I think that's great. Brown nose. Do you have a question, Councilmember Hole? It's just a thought, but couldn't we charge a premium on flushes occurring during the peak hours of, say, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., and maybe between midnight and 2 a.m. on weekends, with the largest demand occurring at the community college? The way I see it, if we even out the load on the system, we could reduce the need for larger mains. Now, I know college students often have limited income. I'll admit this isn't perfect, but we can't perfect the enemy of the good. Councilmember McFlushin?
I just want to say I am in complete agreement with everything I've heard.
We're nearing the 9 o'clock switch. We have about 10 minutes.
10 minutes to Wapner.
I know we all have to run, but I just have a couple of brief questions. What about diapers? Are diapers covered? When I do my grocery shopping, I meet a lot of mothers with babies.
Of course, I'm not wearing any underwear.
Councilmember McCullen? It's getting late, and I think we'd all like to go. Personally, I'd like to table this. Dirty diapers are a drop in the bucket. We have big issues the public knows nothing about. There's no need to angst over every little one. We'll hold their hands for the change.
Mayor, did you have a number 2?
Excuse me?
A second question. You said you had 2 questions.
I think we covered it. Councilmember McFlushin?
Yes, I just want to say I'm in complete agreement with everything I've heard.
If there's no further discussion, I will entertain a motion.